So the first offering I'm going to show you is just using apples. Apples are quite versatile, and apples are, you'd say they're quite witchy. They are about immortality and love and knowledge. If you cut an apple, let's use this one, if you cut an apple in half, hopefully this one will have it, yeah. Cut an apple in half, if you do it a certain way, let's see if I can, there we go. If you do it a certain way, you can see that it has the five-pointed star. So within the apple, you have the element of knowledge. So the apple and witchcraft has been synonymous for quite a while. You have the Apple Isles, you have Avalon, to do with apples. Okay, and apples are wonderful to use. They're easy to grab. They're also biodegradable, and which is great when you are using offerings. When you're having an offering, you want something that is going to be used and nourishing for the earth. So let's get started. It's pretty easy. So you've got your apple. If you're a kid, make sure that you're safe. If you're an adult, make sure you're safe. Knives are not something that you want to play with. So just taking the top off of your apple, so we can see here. Okay, so we have the top off, we've got the center in here. Now what we're going to do, using a smaller knife, is we're going to make a hole inside this, this apple. So we're going to kind of core it. So we've cored out the apple, so we've got something to work with. You don't need to go right in there, because if you take that bit off, let's go a little bit closer. If you take that little bit off there, underneath, it will mean that you'll have a hole underneath, and the contents will start to run out, which isn't ideal at the moment. So we have our cored out apple, and as you're doing this, there's two ways that you can do it. You can put all the pieces together, and then you can charge and put intent into the offering, or as you go, you can charge each piece with the intention. As each piece goes in, you can charge it. So we've kind of made what could kind of be seen as a little cauldron. Gotta get used to as a little cauldron. Okay, so we've got our little cauldron there. So the first thing that we'll put through is, and I didn't actually show it before, was a little bit of coconut oil. Now coconut oil is about, coconuts are about protection, they're about purification, but also the actual oil itself is full of good things. It's about long chain fats, which are good fats. So it's good fats for the earth. Okay. It is also protecting and cleansing. And that's what we're after. We're after, we want to give this offering to cleanse and protect and to nourish the land that we're giving this offering for. The next thing that we put in is Now, before I go, this really is just a bare bones kind of idea of what you can do. Your imagination is the only limit as to what you put into this apple. If you would like to put other bits and pieces in, as long as, again, you stick with the theme of it being nourishing and being biodegradable, you can add other little bits and pieces. You can add different little baubles, okay? You can also add a prayer or an affirmation, let's say the earth, or if you are placing this underneath the tree, an offering and a prayer for the tree itself. A spell that you are giving to the land, or to say to the tree, to help it to grow. This is a spell for growth and abundance, and it's something that you're giving freely. So you can also place a little spell in there. So some stars, again, back that star action, coloured stars, the rainbow of stars, the starlight, the happiness. We think about unicorns and happiness and rainbows and fun things. So we're adding that to our little apple off there. We have our little, there we go. We have our, quite a bit, there's quite abundance there. We have our little balls, little coloured balls. Again, it's about happiness and joy and abundance, and it's visually enticing. It just has that, you just want to have a look. Again, this is about sweetness and happiness. And we have this as coloured, so you can have the by water, may this be blessed, and may the happiness and joyousness of the element of water be always with you. We have the yellow, so we have the air, the mind. May all thoughts that come your way be of goodness and light. May all who come near you and near this offering have thoughts of happiness and goodwill. We have the red, so may they be passionate and bring love and joy to you. And lastly, we have the green, for the earth. May you always be fertile and prosperous. So we have that there. So it's starting to look almost like a child has vomited at a party with all these things here. But bear with me, it is going to be wonderful. So now we can have a little bit of rose water. Let's do that again where you can see just a little bit. Just a little bit. Little bit of rose water. High vibration, about love, about happiness. You just smell that. You can smell the roses, and it just lifts it. And again, you can add a little bit of rose petals. I've got small little rose petals here, but you can use actual rose petals, and you can mix it up. You can have each rose petal can be a separate spell that you place there. You charge that rose petal and place it within there, and it's a separate offering, a spell, an affirmation, a wish for the land, for the space. So honey is for sweetness. Okay, so it's always good. Let's see if I can get it on camera. It's always good. It's kind of become one of those things that you do. The goddess Oshun, one of the stories is that someone tried to poison her once with some honey, and ever since then, you always, when you're giving an offering of honey, you taste the honey. So it doesn't matter what goddess you're working with, or what deity you're working with. It's always nice to taste a little bit of the honey, just as a gesture to show that the honey is not poisoned. So hope you can hear that lip smacking goodness. Okay, so honey is not poisoned. Just a little bit of honey. don't need a lot. Again, less is more, and especially when you're going with your apple, you don't want to have so much stuff in there that you can't put the lid back on your apple. So next we have the shimmer dust. Now remember I said this is for cake decoration, and you can get quite a few different colours, not just the ones that I have. This one here is just a white kind of shimmer. This one here gold, and obviously this one here is silver. So just a little bit excited there. A little bit of glitter. And so it's not the same. I can do this. Just get a little bit in your finger and just go around. So I'm not sure if you can see this in the light. It's not quite the same. It looks a little bit like icing sugar. It's not quite the same as glitter.
You have different varieties. Some are more glittery than others. I have in past videos used a similar kind of glitter which was very, very glittery. So a little bit of gold for abundance. So hopefully you can see, not sure whether you can see a little bit of the glitter. I can see it sparkling a little bit. So we have a little bit of that in there. For sparkliness, a bit of gold for abundance and joy. So there we go. And as I said, you can put other little bits and pieces in there, in your little cauldron, in your little manifestation room.
So after you've placed all your bits and pieces, and then you have done a little charge about what it is that you would like this to be. You want it to be clean and clear and sacred and cleansed, but you also want each symbol that each thing that you have put in there represents to expand and go out into the earth, into nature, and nourishing and helping the land. So once that's done, you can then place the top on. Let's see if we can do it so that it is right. So place the top on, let's have a look, and it just looks like a normal apple that's had a little bit of a cut. And if you like, you can then do a little bit more. Let's see if this works. You can do a little bit more of a shimmer, a bit of like frosted apple, and hopefully this light is letting you see. It's a little bit of shimmer. A little bit of shimmer. It almost looks like icing sugar. So a little bit on there. And we have our little apple. Then again, we can charge that apple, charge the womb that we have created, the creation of a new spell, a new wish for the earth. And if you have, if it is for fairies, you can actually take off the top and put little other bits and pieces there that fairies will delight in. Maybe a bit of cream, depending on what it is. You always make sure that you've done a little bit of research for the area, and you've also maybe kind of sat in the area that you are going to put this offering, and get to know and get in touch with the elements and energies there. They might actually not like cream, so just a little bit of forethought there. But you have your little womb, you have your little manifestation device, your apple, and so you can either place it in a nice little spot as an offering for the fairies, and then once it starts to get a little bit wilty, a little like it's starting to decompose, then I would then transfer it into a hole in the ground, maybe in the same area if you want. So then the earth can then take all of those nutrients. You don't want to, when you have an offering, you don't want to leave offerings, especially when there are food, for too long, because what happens is your offering then becomes rancid, and then it speaks for itself. You have a rancid offering. It's not what you intended. And if you have an altar space or an area that you have designated to be where your offerings are going to be, you don't want that energy of decomposition to be part of that if you are about abundance and about growth. So just be mindful of what your offerings are doing at any time. So you can bury this straight away, or if you like, you can leave it as an offering above the ground, and certain animals might actually take it and use it for their own devices, or once it is starting to get a little bit wilty, then transfer it into the ground. So I hope you liked that one, and we'll have a few more before the video's out, but this one is a simple apple offering.
If you like this video and want to see more, please click on the links provided. If you think this witchcraft thing may be for you, please subscribe. Blessed be.